How we doing? I realize maybe this many people in here. I thought it was like two or three.
Drake, can you walk us through just last week how different your preparation maybe was, just knowing you were going into that game as the starting center?
I really wouldn't say it was much different as far as me being the starter. Coach Jones does a really, really good job of making sure not only the starters, but especially the second strings are ready to play because end of the day, it's football. Like, people get hurt. It happens a lot. So my preparation was the same. Met with the coach. I mean, we meet, the offensive line, we meet every day before practice and after practice sometimes too. So preparation was about the same.
Kind of broadly, how do you feel like it went? How do you think you held up?
Obviously, the game didn't go the way we wanted to, but I thought I played pretty well. I wasn't as nervous as I thought it was going to be. I had a really good time out there. It's my first time, really playing in a game like the whole time. I've been thrown in like later in some games and not the whole games, but I really enjoyed it. I thought I played well, but obviously we didn't get the win, so we can always be better.
Not the way you want to get the starting job with someone else getting hurt, but what does it mean to you to have this chance now?
Yeah, obviously heartbroken when I heard about Connor because Connor's one of my best friends. I lived with the guy for like 3 years. But I think it's a really good opportunity for me going out this way. It's my senior year. I got nothing to lose. I'm in the gang. I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's a cool story. I'm excited to put on, for the state of Missouri. I'm right down the road in St. Louis, so I got a lot of fans, and I was pretty happy about it.
How much prep work did you get with Brady last week, if any, and how difficult is that from going from one guy with Drew and then having to snap it yourself with Brady?
It was a little different because, all quarterbacks are a little different. But, I mean, I've known Brady since we came in together, and we're from the same area. But I've gotten snaps with Brady before in prior years coming up to this. But him and Drew are very similar, and as the little quirks they like, because all quarterbacks are like that. But not much. I mean, we met up a little bit, talked to him a lot during the week, make sure he got some extra snaps in, but nothing crazy.
How much did hearing about South Carolina's wanted like front seven kind of motivate you and the rest of the guys going into that game?
It motivated me a lot. I knew they were going to be good competition. I mean, this is kind of like I said earlier, like versus like real meaningful game I've like fully played in. So I was excited to show people actually what I'm capable of, and play for my parents and my friends and fans I got. And like I said, it was just fun. It was a good time playing against some good competition. It's a good. That's my favorite stadium other than Fro Field that we go to in the SEC. So I was pretty excited about that and just get to play at the highest level. So you can't really complain about that.
You mentioned playing for your family. Obviously, only one home game less than it's 2 weeks from now. But what kind of contingent do you expect coming down from St. Louis for that game?
I'm sure I'll get a lot. I mean, it's senior day, so I'll have my whole family in, and my girlfriend's whole family will be out there supporting me as well. She's from St. Louis, so she'll have the whole crew up there. So I don't know yet. My mom kind of tells me those things last minute, but we'll find out.
What was it like giving them the call to let them know that you'd be starting?
I told my parents after the Oklahoma game that because I kind of talked to Connor a little bit on the sideline, and I knew it wasn't well, and they were just like. They were extremely happy. It was a good moment for me to tell them because I know they really want to see me play a lot. Obviously, not all the circumstances that we wanted it to be because, like I said, Connor's my best buds. But their faces lit up when I told them, and I knew it had to be. But it was awesome.
Well, what's prompted you to stick around this time when you haven't been playing time? There are guys elsewhere who will go transfer to go get playing time to get snaps. What's prompted you to stick around here?
When I committed to Mizzou, I was sold on the school. At the end of the day, I don't do this for money. Because I'm from the state. I'm on Mizzou. I've heard of Mizzou my whole life, And I said, been here since 2020. I've been through the bad years, when we were fighting for a bowl game. And obviously, we're starting to, reap some of our rewards here. So, but like I said, I'm not in for the money. I'm not doing it for the fam. I love the school. I want to get a degree from the University of Missouri. It means a lot to me. So I just want to keep it home.
People have been pointing out Armand's been doing a really great job on the right side of the line. Which now, what's that like to play against your guy like that? Where you have that much faith in their ability?
Yeah, it's a little bit different. Cause I used to get snaps with Armand when he first got here, and then he's just become a monster on the edge over there, which is super super nice to be able to have. Just to trust your guys on the right side and the left, but having someone like that on the offensive line it makes my job easier as a center, having to call out plays and set slides and protections. It makes it a little easier, for sure.
Do you feel any additional pressure knowing that if you're playing with Brady, he has a couple injuries and obviously want to make sure he's upright anyway, but with those, it's a little bit more pressure than not letting him get hurt.
Maybe a little bit, but Brady's a tough guy. Like he could be hurting all day, and you'd never know. So I try not to ever think about it, but not really. I mean, Brady's one of the toughest guys I've ever met. I mean, if he can play, he'll be out there. So I know, like, if he ain't playing, it's bad. But he can take a couple hits. That's fine. I'm going to try to limit that as much as I possibly can, of course. But as far as extra worrying, probably not.
When you see everything Brady and Nate in particular, I mean, everybody's banged up this time.
Yeah.
When you see what those two guys have been through over the last month, what message does that send to everyone else?
It really, especially like I can speak for the offensive line. They really want to make us like work harder, like because it's our job to protect those guys. Like, granted, Nate's gonna beat up a little more because I can only protect him for so much longer. Because I ain't as fast as he is, so he's gonna run right past me when I'm trying to block. But seeing those guys get beat up, it kind of like okay, like we really got to protect these guys and lock in a little bit more than we have, just because like we can't risk these guys getting hurt.
Drew, you talk about the different quirks between each quarterback. What does that, having that chemistry, knowing just kind of what they're like, what the preferences are, like what impact does that really make just as far as timing and everything else?
It doesn't make a huge impact. It just takes a little bit of thinking when it first happens because, like, every quarterback under center, they like it somewhere different. Their cadences are different and their mannerisms and the way they call it plays and, like, their checks are all different and what they want. But like I said, they're both similar, so it wasn't super hard. And I've been with Drew since he got here, but me and Brady go way back. So it was kind of like riding a bike when I got back with Brady. It wasn't anything crazy.
What does Mississippi State do well defensively?
I think defensively, I think their defense is really good. I think we can't get distracted by their record. They're actually a really good SEC team. They have a good front, and they have good linebackers and a good secondary. Last time we played them, I think we played in 2020, my freshman year, and we went down there, and I think we got also distracted by their record, and we ended up getting beat on a little bit. But they do everything well. I mean, they're a really good SEC team, so I think we can't really get caught up in the fact that they haven't won that many games, but they're a good team, and any SEC team is going to be good. As much as you know how it is. Like a couple of years we were a good team, but some stuff didn't go our way at the end of the games, and our record wasn't very good. But we were a much better team than our record read on. So you just got to be careful of stuff like that.
Anything else for Drake? All right, thank you, Drake.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Let me know if you want to meet again.